Hey everyone. Well, it's a pretty nice weather, but it's a very cloudy, gloomy day, as you can see. Um, Getting ready to move on to some tomato planting in the greenhouse and then hopefully the high tunnel, but at least the greenhouse. Still got to till and amend the soil and plant the tomatoes. So there's a lot of work to be done. But I wanted to show you our newest project on the farm here. We are making a massive investment for us into the farm this year. Um, I'll tell you about the other ones later, but this one is a pretty big one for us. We've even questioned ourselves as to, do we really have the space for this? And I think the answer is yes. We are putting in over 500 of these. And that's a big investment for us. Y'all want to see? All right, this is the spot I've been working on. And this is only 30 plants. This is roughly a 90 to 100 foot roll. I didn't measure it exactly, but it's between 90 and 100. I would say it's right at 96 foot. And I don't know if y'all can tell what them are. Anybody got a clue? Anybody know what that is? We are super stoked and super excited about this. I mean, and this is just the first 30. We have another 470 plus. It's actually more than 470 sitting in a box ready to go, but this is all I had time for today. So I want to take advantage of what I've got. It's supposed to rain most of the day, and it hasn't. So I took advantage of it. Hey, well, if the wind doesn't blow and so hard that y'all can't hear me, I think me and Tiffany are about ready to share the surprise with you. At least it's a surprise for us, or was. This is something exciting for us here on the farm. Boy, look how gorgeous them clouds are behind me in that sky. Ain't that just beautiful? We've been very excited about this. We're hoping we didn't bite off more than we can chew. So, here we go. Tiffany, what are you planting?
Blackberry.
What kind of blackberry, Tiffany?
These are from the University of Arkansas plant breeding program. These are Prime Arc Ponkas.
Ponca.
They are supposed to be the absolute sweetest blackberry. Produces amazingly. And actually produces two crops, one right behind the other. They are a primocane fruiting variety. But they have like two sets of primocanes. They flower and fruit, and then while they're fruiting and ripening, you've got more that are flowering and getting ready to ripen. So, but like I said, it's supposed to be the absolute sweetest, best tasting, most delicious blackberry you'll ever have, and a good size.
And thornless.
Thornless is amazing.
Now, how many are we planting, Tiff?
500.
Little over 500 actually, isn't it?
I'm sure we got some freebies in here.
So we have right here, we got 3 rolls. We still gotta come back and mulch these folks and take care of them, but we're trying to get them in the ground. We gotta water them in if it doesn't rain. We've watered the other 2 rolls already. And then we've got 3 more rolls up here I'll show you. But we're trying to get all these in the ground. This will put us at this will put us close to 400 in the ground, won't it, Tiff?
Yep.
So we'll be right at 400 when we finish right here. We've been amending this soil with our Daddy Pete's cow manure compost. I love working that into the soil. I don't like planting right into it. It seems to be a little stout for me for planting straight into it. The plants seem to be a little too tender for it, but we love mixing it into the soil, and that's what we usually do with it. Obviously, you could work this in by hand, whatever you want to do, but we work it in a fatiller. So these rows that Tiffany is working on right now are about 200 feet long. We are spacing these blackberries at a 3.5 foot spacing. The first few rolls we put in, we went at 4 foot spacing, but we decided to cut it back to the 3 foot that's recommended. So we are at a 3 foot spacing. They actually tell you 3 to 5 feet. Most places will tell you 2.5 to 4 feet, but we just chose to go for 3 foot spacing. Our aisles, our rolls here are 8.5 feet, and that's between plants. So these plants will take about another foot. They'll take about 2 feet here inside the roll itself. So a foot on each side of that plant will end up being blackberries. And so that leaves us with minimal space here, but we only really need to get a lawnmower down through here. We don't even need to be able to bring the side-by-side through here. The side-by-side will fit until these plants grow up and get bigger, but as of right now, that's not a problem. Later, it'll just be the lawnmower coming through here. We will be picking these and selling them at the farmer's market here locally, and we will actually ship some of these also, because Ponca is a shippable variety. So we plan on doing some shipping and selling through our website and shipping them out that way. Now, Tiffany, insanity, of course, would be to think that me and you can handle taking care of this whole farm and picking all these apples and blackberries and the raspberries and the gooseberries and the blueberries and peaches and nectarines and blueberries and plum cots and plant a garden and harvest a garden and do a farmer's market and work a full-time job and have time to sleep. So you want to tell everybody what our game plan is here for these blackberries?
We are hoping when these get to producing really good in about 2 to 3 years, that we will have a U-pick orchard down here.
A U-pick?
A U-pick.
So that means you pick it?
That means somebody else besides me pick
Oh, so we're going to let people come pay us.
That's right.
Us to pick the berries so they can bring their family.
Correct.
They can have fun. And that's probably about 2 years out, isn't it? Before we'll be ready for U-pick.
Yep.
So, Tiffany, I want to show them right here. This is a good example. See, right here, this green, that's last year's cane. So that would be the cane that would fruit this year. This red one is growing up from the roots. That's this year's cane. And so this year's cane is what will produce next year. So when she plants, she's got to be delicate with those, because we need those to grow and grow well this year, because we want fruit next year. It won't be as a full crop, but we'll be able to get a nice crop out of these next year is what we're hoping. So in case you haven't seen, there's our farmer's friend high tunnel. That is a 14 foot by 100 foot. And I ain't even broke the news to Tiffany yet, but I think I've decided on the end of that down there, we're going to do a 14 foot by 50 footer. So we're going to measure it out, see if there's enough room for it. And if there is, we're going to do a 14 by 50 down there. If there's not enough room, we won't. So Tiff, is this the only blackberries we have on the farm?
It is not. We actually have got blackberries that we planted last year in our backfield. We've got about 25 to 30 of each of those. We also have raspberries. We've got a pink raspberry, red raspberries, and yellow raspberries. But all of them planted back there, and about 25 plants per variety increments. So
And those were very small, young plants, so they'll take a few years to get into any kind of production to talk about, other than Tiffany walking by and eating them while she's out there.
Yep.
She has a habit of eating the fruit while she's working the field, and I think that's perfectly acceptable. As hard as we work, I think her getting to grab some is just fine. So you see there, she's got this done. She's out of space. She's got to have room to put a post up here because these will have to be trellised. We can't do treated posts because we are organic certified and that is not allowed. So we will have to probably do a steel post on these and guide wires to clip these things up to.
I mean, if any of you all know anybody that has cedar or locust posts and they want to sell them to us as amazing, cheap price or for free, we will gladly take them.
Yeah, we would love to have some black locust. I need black locust for the apple orchard and we can't find it, so nobody local has it. A couple of people in North Carolina does it, but I can't get them to talk to me about pricing on 12-foot posts, so I don't know what to do. So we're going to have to probably go with steel. Steel is going to be real easy. We can use the larger, on the blackberries, we can use the bigger chain link fence posts, not the little ones you use around your yard, but the commercial posts. So a chain link fence post will work for these because these won't be that tall. So we can use a 7 or 8 foot post and drive it in the ground, and that'll give us plenty to support these. These are a very heavy cropping variety, so we have to support them all the way to the top, or the top of the plant will break out from the weight of the berries. You can let them sprawl on the ground, but then it makes it very hard to pick them, very hard to prune them, and very hard to care for them. So we don't want them in that shape. We want them up trellis so we can work with them. Tiff, you're drifting to the left a little bit. Go and push it towards the other side. You're drifting to that side. You need to go that way. Push this one over. The last two you did went that way several inches. You're going that way further. You think that it doesn't matter that where we put these, but when you're trying to get your equipment down through here and you're trying to mow and you're trying to edge and do all that, if it's out of line, it starts becoming a problem. And so we got to stay on top of it. So all right, guys, well, there's the news. There's the sun setting behind us, and it's supposed to get cold tonight. So when that sun drops behind them trees, it's going to get cold. So we're going to finish up right here with this roll. We're going to head to the house, and I think we're going to get ready to have a date tonight. We didn't get one Thursday night because we had a lot of work to do, and we still got work to do, but we decided to make that tonight, didn't we, Tiffany? So we're going to have a date. We feel like having a date night is very important. Sometimes date night at home is fine, but usually it's pretty nice to get out and do something. We schedule date night at least once a week. Well, I say we schedule at least once a week. It don't always work out once a week, but that's what we try to do. So tonight is date night. So this is where this video ends. Y'all take care. God bless you. Oh, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, why don't you subscribe to our channel? It really helps us. And if you'll like this video, share it with friends, share it with family, share it with people that you think might be interested. And we would sure appreciate it. And make sure you hit that notification icon so you get notified of our next video. You see our beautiful oak tree back there? That's the only large mature tree on the property other than one walnut. The rest of the trees were very young trees on the property, and then we've been planting fruit trees. So that is our biggest tree on the property. We just love that thing and think it's gorgeous. So y'all have a good one.